Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, today we're going to talk about chuggers. Chuggers. A chugger is someone who stops you in the street and asks for your bank details. It's perfectly legal. They're from particular charities and they are asking you for your bank details so that you can support them. It's usually crazy charities like elephants with one legs, dogs with no ears, gay whales. It's something really peculiar. And of course, they're looking for regular donations. They're usually very, very friendly, but that would be because they're often from universities, and for some reason, they're usually, but not always, students who've been studying drama or acting classes. So they know exactly how to behave in order to get your sympathy. The problem is, they usually begin with, "Hi, how are you today?" And if you give them even a second, they will immediately start this story about gay whales or gay penguins or dogs with no ears. And they're looking immediately for your phone number and for your bank account details. There's a few ways to get rid of them. One way is you simply tell them, "I don't have a UK bank account." Sorry, that works. If you say that to them, they usually vanish within seconds because they can only take bank details of UK-based people. So that's one thing you could do. Another thing you can do is you can just put your hand up and say no thank you and keep walking. But the moment you make eye contact and they start talking to you, it's kind of deadly because they don't shut up. You know, British culture, many people are so polite, and we have many old people who are very lonely, who enjoy the attention for a few moments. But all they want is your bank details, so it's better not to entertain them. And these chuggers come in all shapes and sizes for all kinds of charities. If you offer them a donation, like £1 or £2, they'll say no because they actually want your bank details. They're looking for regular donations. They're not interested in taking £1 from you or £10. They really just want your bank information. So that's a chugger. The word chugger was English slang, but now it's mainstream, and is composed of two words. One, the first part, che, for charity, and the second part, mugger. You know, the people who steal your money. So charity and mugger creates the word chugger. These people aren't allowed to knock on your door to ask for bank details, okay? So they can only stop you in the streets. If they do knock on your door, they immediately have to connect you on the telephone with their boss, who explains to you that it's not their usual practice, but for some reason, you know, they've decided to knock on your door. Is it okay? So there's a procedure for that. Chuggers are very annoying. But you know, on the other hand, there's many UK people who don't give money to charity. So they'll stop and give their details to a chugger because it's perfectly legal. I mean, it is legitimate. And they might feel better because maybe they don't give money to charity regularly. But I think it's a personal thing, your choice to give money to charities. And I don't think it's right that we should be intimidated on the streets into giving money to anybody. On the high street, there's not only chuggers, there's also other groups as well who are looking for cash. There's a magazine that homeless people sell called The Big Issue. It usually costs around £2 or £3. You can buy that and give them cash if you want. They're authorized people, they wear ID badges. About beggars, the people who sit and ask for cash outside the supermarket or ATM, there isn't really any reason why anyone would be homeless these days. I mean, of course, it does happen. Sometimes people do fall on hard times, but everyone gets money from the government. So when you see people sitting outside the supermarkets asking for cash, be very careful because usually, but not always, it's something fraudulent. They could be drug addicts. It looks like they have no legs, but on closer inspection, you find that their legs are tucked up behind them, especially around London. There's gangs of homeless people. But getting back to chuggers, um, yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and I'm a bit unclear on why they're still around. I mean, I would have thought that COVID would have put an end to that kind of thing. But yeah, if you have a UK telephone, a mobile number, I know that I recently changed my number recently because it's just call after call of fraudulent people, criminals, telling me my computer's broken, how I have to log in. And of course, they take control of my computer, or they claim that they're from the post office and they have a package for me. So, yeah, you need to be very careful in giving your details to anyone because you don't know what they're doing with them. I'm sure with chuggers, bank details are quite safe. I'm not sure about telephone numbers though. They do give you leaflets and lots of information to show how genuine they are. But yeah, I'm always very wary now of giving my telephone number to anyone because I get so many fake calls most of the time. My mobile is actually switched off to receiving calls. Once you give these details to chuggers, you will immediately start getting calls from them. Oh, thank you so much for giving your time and money to the gay whales or the one legged penguins. People like you, help us a great deal. And then you get regular calls from them asking to increase your donations. It really is a hassle. So, although chuggers are legitimate, and although I'm talking about them in the same story as criminals and everything else, I'd be very wary, of giving my details to these people because it just means unnecessary correspondence. But if you're in the UK on holiday, they won't be interested because they can only take UK bank details anyway. Also, in our UK streets, there's groups from all over the world asking for cash to support either Palestine, Israel. Other ones that I've seen in the UK streets are asking for money for particular groups which have been persecuted. I was walking in the streets recently, and there was a group of Asian people from Falun Gong trying to tell me that they're heavily persecuted. Could I give a donation? Do I want to be on their mailing list? And I'm thinking, I'm really sorry for you, but no, I don't want to give money to charities that I know nothing about. You see, when you live in a diverse country, you automatically find people from other countries who are trying to gather support in your country for their cause back home. It's very nice. I mean, it's very good, and many people do follow these kinds of charities. But you can't help everyone. And even though I'm vegetarian, I don't care about animals. Many people are puzzled about that. They say, oh, you're vegetarian, you must love animals. And I'm thinking, no, I don't love animals. I just don't want to eat them. But I don't actually care about them. Sorry. So, when the Hare Krishna people come to me, they can see I'm vegetarian. I don't know how they know, but you can just know when someone's vegetarian. They come to you and they say, oh, you're vegetarian. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I really don't care about cows. Sorry. So no money for you today. Uh, yeah, so we have everyone from every perceivable, conceivable nationality that you can ever imagine somewhere on our high streets who are very happy just to take your cash. So it's something to think about, you know. There's always someone waiting to take your money, regardless of what your views, ethical views, or traditional views are on a particular thing. And if you really, really want to give your money to somebody, then just log on, put in the word charity, and you'll see dozens and dozens of charities. They're all regulated by the Charity Commission here. So it's perfectly fine, you know, if you're registered with that body to ask for money. But yeah, it's something which I don't like in UK society. So that's it. That's the story of chuggers, charities and muggers, a slang word that's found its way into mainstream English. So if you're in the UK, yeah, be careful because there's always people there just waiting to ask you to sign up for something. All right, then. I hope you're all well. I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.